So good morning students. Today we will be doing the chapter weather and water. Before that, I would like to say Happy New Year to each and every one of you and to your family members. Please give my regards to your parents. And so, coming to this chapter, weather and water, today we will learn about weather. Uh, What are the things which causes the change in weather? Uh, so, what are the things which causes change in weather? Number one is the air. Number two, sun rays, sunlight, or you can say. So let's talk about this two first today, and then comes water, etc. So there are certain areas where you will find the weather is very hot. There are certain areas where the weather is very cold. What happens? Now, the area where there will be a direct sunlight, right? Those areas, or the areas where the sun rays falls directly over those areas. In those areas, the area is hot, or we can say, suppose I'm just drawing a diagram. This is sun, and this is an axis as now our earth is located over here. Let's assume this as earth. What happens now, or just for better example, this is land. Now, in this area, the sun rays falls directly. There are certain areas where the sun rays falls slanting. Like this. So, in this particular area, which I am shading, the sun rays falls directly. What happens? If a sun rays falls directly on a particular piece of land or in a particular area, the area becomes hot. जहां पर सूरज की रोशनी डायरेक्टली आके गिरते हैं वहां पर क्या होता है गर्मी ज्यादा होता है ना. Suppose this area is getting the sun rays is slanting and it takes the distance from the sun to this piece of land and is more. अगर सीधा है तो आपका जितना कवर कर रहा है, जितने डिस्टेंस कवर करना पड़ रहा है, इससे इसमें आपका ज़्यादा करना पड़ रहा है. तो क्या हो रहा है? The sun is falling not directly on this part of the land. So the weather over here, the heat is comparatively less to the area where the sun rays falls directly. This part, as I said, the sun rays falls directly. Over here, the temperature is less. Because the sun rays is not falling directly on this part of the land, whereas in this area it becomes comparatively less. The temperature will be less than this part of the land, this part of the land, and it's the temperature is cold over here. So there is another one factor with of the weather is temperature, we call. So the factors which affecting the weather is air, sunlight, water, temperature. Now, as an example, I showed you people. Right? This is a piece of a land. Then the sun rays falls directly on this part of the land, and so the temperature is high over here. The temperature is high. Comparatively to this part, the temperature is less than the temperature over here, and in this part it becomes much less, as the distance, the heat is of the sun is traveling a longer distance comparatively to this part of the land. And so this is why the temperature in the area where the sun's rays falls directly, the temperature is high, and the area where the sun rays does not falls directly, the temperature is cold. The area where the sun rays falls directly is called an equatorial region. It's called equatorial region. And then comes the tropical region and the Arctic region. So I'm dividing this into three parts. This or the number one, I mark it as number one, number two, and number three. Number one is equatorial region. Where the sun rays falls directly. Then comes the tropical region, and lastly the Arctic region. Okay. Okay. Now we will talk about the breeze, means hawa. We will talk about the breeze. हम लोग हवा कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, हवा क्यों गर्म होता है, why the air gets hot, what happens when the air becomes hot, we will talk about that. If you people look in this chapter on page number 72, it shows it tells you about the sea breeze. It talks about the sea breeze. So let's read this part first, then I'll explain it. During day, the land get heated quickly. Means दिन के समय जो ज़मीन जो होता है वो जल्दी गर्म हो जाते हैं. It heats up the air above it. As hot air is lighter, it rises up. The water in the sea does not get heated. So the air above it is cool. The cool air from the sea rushes to occupy the space of the warm air. So now let's draw a coastal breeze. This is sea, this is land. Now what happens during the daytime, the land get heated quicker than the water in the sea. So we all know, okay, the land get heated first, quicker land get heated quickly compared to the water in the sea. समुद्र की पानी जब तक गर्म होता है उससे पहले ये आपका जमीन गर्म हो जाता है. Now what happens? The air which is over here, they also get warm. ये भी गर्म हो जाता है. This is the land. So this, and as we know, the warm air is lighter. So what happens? The warm here is lighter than the cold air. ठंडा हवा से गर्म हवा हल्का होता है. The warm air is lighter than the cold air. So what happens? The air over here moves towards the sea. And the wind which blows from the sea, which is heavier because of the water which doesn't get heated faster, this worm here moves in a cycle and comes to the sea. It becomes lighter, heavier, and this heavier here always has the tendency to occupy the space of the worm here. अगर आप किसी भारी चीज को अगर आप ऊपर की तरफ से नीचे की तरफ फेंकते हो तो क्या होता है, वो नीचे गिर जाते हैं। उसी तरह या तो किसी अगर आप एक गिलास पानी ले लो, ठीक है, ग्लास ऑफ वाटर, drop a 1 rupee coin in it, एक रुपये का कॉइन डाल दो इसमें आप, तो क्या होगा, ये कॉइन नीचे चला जाता है और ये पानी ऊपर चला जाता है। उसी तरह जैसे भारी कॉइन जो है वो वाटर से उसका वेट ज़्यादा है, तो वेट ज़्यादा होने की वजह से कॉइन नीचे चला आ रहा है और ऊपर वाटर चला जाता है। उसी तरह द वार्म वाटर हियर takes the space of the cold air, or the cold air comes to the land and occupies the space of the warm air. On further detail, when we will go through the question answers and when we will read the chapter, we will have a better understanding of this part. Okay, so always keep in mind that the land get heated faster compared to the water in the sea, and when the land get heated, the air above on the land and also become warm and it becomes lighter, and gradually what happens, the water or the air which is heavier because of its low temperature, this air flows towards the land and occupies the space of the warm air, and the warm air gradually moves towards the sea. This is how it works. So, in short, if I am going to say, then what we will say, that on land the sea breeze, if we talk about the sea breeze, the land it's heated quickly and the air become warm and lighter compared to the sea, compared to the air of the sea, air of the sea so the cold air from the sea occupies the place of the warm air and the warm air move towards the sea और वार्म एयर किस तरफ चला जाता है समुद्र की तरफ चला जाता है This is called as a sea breeze. Now we will talk about land breeze. We will talk about the land breeze. Now, what is land breeze? During night, the land cool down quickly. जैसे दिन के टाइम में जैसे समुद्र का पानी गर्म होने में टाइम लगता है और लैंड जल्दी गर्म हो जाता है उसी तरह रात के टाइम में जो लैंड है वो जल्दी ठंडा हो जाता है The air above it also cools down. The water in the sea is warm, so the air above it is warm. As hot air is lighter, it rises up. The cold air from the land rushes to occupy the space of the warm air. So, a cold air blows towards the sea during the night. This is called the land breeze. Now, same again. Let's draw this diagram. This is sea. This is land. Now what happens? The air on the land and this process happens during the night. रात के टाइम में ये होता है. So लैंड जैसे जल्दी गर्म होता है उसी तरह जल्दी ठंडा भी हो जाता है. It becomes cold. So the air above the land becomes heavy because it is cold. And the air above the land, above the sea stays warm. So this heavy or the cold air rushes towards the sea. ये समुद्र की तरफ तब हवा बहने लगते हैं. When the cold air blows towards the sea, this worm here becomes lighter and it pushes and occupies this space. Yes. And gradually this worm here comes over here. Or get first this part. The wind blows from here and it moves, occupies the space above the sea surface. So what is land breeze? Is first it happens during the night. The sea here stay warm and rises above. But the cold air of the land becomes cold and heavy. During the night and the land breeze. Breeze, we all know the meaning of the word breeze is hawa. Breeze blows or flows towards the sea. For today, this much we will do. Tomorrow we'll talk about the remaining part of the chapter.